Okay. Hello, can anyone confirm whether the PDF is visible or not?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, thank you. Coming to the speed control of, see, in DC motor, speed control can be done in two ways. In especially in the DC shunt motor, speed control can be done in two ways, either by controlling the armature or controlling by the field current. Now, first we will try to learn about the speed control of DC motor by armature resistance control. Here in this experiment, we are varying the armature resistance for controlling the armature current such that the speed can be controlled. Coming to the theory and coming to the procedure of the experiment. After connecting the proper connections, I will show you later how the connections. Then we need to check the connections whether the connections are correct or not, and switch on the MCB and vary the armature resistance. As I said earlier, the speed control can be done in two ways. In this experiment, we are controlling the armature resistance. By varying the armature resistance, we are controlling the speed, and we are taking down the values of the speed and the current and plotting a graph for it. And the simulation part will be like this. The connections, let me show you how to perform the connections and how do we perform the experiment. See, there are two resistors for there. One is the field resistance and the other is armature resistance. These are the external resistance we are adding to the motor. The A1 and A2 terminals indicate the armature of the motor. F1 and F2 indicates the field coils of the motor. It is a voltmeter and it is a ammeter. And it is a LFA. These three terminals indicates the 3-point starter, where L indicates the line, F indicates the field, and A indicates the armature. And the connections where the negative terminal of the MCB is connected to the line, line, and the field F terminal of the 3-point starter field is connected to the negative of the sorry it is yeah, correct. The F terminal of the is connected to the voltmeter negative, and the A is connected to the armature resistance. And coming to the field resistance connections, this field resistance, the fixed terminal is connected to the ammeter negative, and this variable terminal is the variable connected to the ammeter on this terminal is connected to the field resistance is connected to the F1, and this armature resistance, this terminal is connected to the A1, whereas these A2 and F2 were shorted with the positive terminal of the MCB. And also the voltmeter positive terminal is also to be connected with the sorry, we need to reset again. Okay, wait for a while. The MCB positive has to be connected with the positive terminal of negative terminal of the voltmeter. This is the armature coil. So here this field coil is connected through the ammeter. Field connection. See, after performing the connections, we need to check the connections whether they were right or wrong by clicking on the check terminal. If there is something right, it will show like the wrong connection. If everything is going to be shows the connections were wrong. Here we need to connect the voltage. We need to measure the armature voltage, so we need to connect this like still wrong connection. Uh, Sorry, wait for a while. Sorry. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is the screen visible right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. See the connect.
Excuse me,
This
sir.
one.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how you are deciding between A1, A2, and F1, F2? Like how to connect which one, sir? Please that repeat again, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
I
it is.
didn't understand. I didn't
Sir, it is
understand.
sir, it is very confusing, sir. How you decided what to connect from F1, F2, A1, A2, sir? Please explain
Yeah.
that again.
Okay. You need to know how to differentiate between the A1 and E2 terminals. Which terminal has to be connected to resistance and MCB? It is it your doubt, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, generally what we do is in the physical labs, we will connect any one of the terminal to the any one of the terminal to the resistance, another terminal to MCB, and just we start the motor and check the voltage and current readings. If there is any negative deflection in the motor, it will show that the connection is wrong. But during this, while in the virtual lab, we can't able to do like that. We need just to follow the procedure just like given in this thing. We need to just follow the procedure and steps how to connect users. But while doing in the physical lab or offline lab, we can differentiate. We will connect any one of the terminal to the voltmeter. We will assume one of the terminal is the A1 and connect it. And if there is any negative deflection in the voltmeter or any corresponding meter which we have connected, it will indicate that the connections has to be interchanged. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
See, after perform the connection, we need to switch on the supply. Here, the speed control is done only by using the armature resistance, which indicates that we need to fix the field resistance for a fixed particular value, and then it is not. Yeah. See, there is a speed control by using armature resistance. The above one is the field resistance, and the below rheostat is the armature resistance. After switching on the supply, generally we need to fix the field resistance to a particular value and then switch on the supply. After that, we need to vary the armature resistance. See, if we observe while we varying the resistance value of the armature resistance, the speed is changing, and also the voltmeter and ammeter also changing. Okay. First, we had to take down the values by using the add to table. Here the voltage is 220 volts and the speed is 1360. So we have to add a table by using the different values by keeping the armature rheostat at the different tables. We need to add the values 220 to 100 for voltage of 180 volts, and then for a voltage of 160, 140 like this, then 120, and then 100. See, while we are increasing the armature resistance, the voltage drops and the speed also decreases. Okay. Hello. See, this is the graph we need to draw for it. And this is the speed control by using the armature resistance. Speed current and hello.
Yes, sir.
You are audible.
See, okay, sir. See, this is the speed control of the DC motor by using the armature resistance control. So we need to plot the graph and all those things. And sir, can I need to explain the theory or no need for this? Hello, sir.
No, you just explain. Explain this how to perform the experiment alone.
Just means only procedure.
Yeah, only procedure.
Okay,
Because
sir.
it
Okay,
is
sir.
difficult for you to present it. Can you able to present it? You cannot
No,
present the
presently,
content, right?
yeah. Yes, sir. That is
So
okay.
you
Okay,
just
sir. I
explain
will.
how to perform the experiment.
Okay, sir. I will go to only a procedure. See, this experiment is only for this experiment. In this experiment, we are just varying the armature resistance for controlling the speed by varying the armature current. It is a, if we draw the graph between armature current and speed, it will be like this generally, but we are drawing the graph between the armature voltage and speed. And also, okay, next coming to the next experiment, it is the field resistance control. See, both experiments are similar. Sorry, these two experiments are very similar, but the main thing is in the previous experiment we are controlling the speed by varying the armature resistance, but here we are controlling the speed by varying the only field resistance. And the connections were similar to the previous experiment. We are just connecting the positive terminal to the one of the terminals of the armature and field windings, and also to the voltmeter and the negative terminal to the line 1 and Q1R. This is the field winding. Field, we are measuring the field, we are connecting the ammeter to the field winding. And this field resistance is connected to the field winding of the DC motor. And this is the armature winding is connected to the armature resistance, this terminal, and it is connected to the motor. Okay, I need to short this. Yes. So this is also the procedure will be the same. But in the previous experiment, we are just keeping the armature resistance. We are just varying the armature resistance by keeping the field resistance terminal common. But in this experiment, we are varying the field resistance by keeping the armature resistance to a fixed value. If we increase, see, while I am varying the field resistance terminal, the speed of the motor and the current in the field winding is changes. If you observe in the previous experiment, the armature voltage and the speed is varied, but the ammeter reading is constant. But whereas in this experiment, the field current and the speed are varying. We need to just do the similar thing. We have to vary the armature resistance with the. We need to measure the current and field current and the speed of the DC motor by keeping the field resistance to the various positions and add them to the table and all those things, and we need to plot a graph like this. Just like this we are doing. While we are increasing the field current, the excitation is increasing. While we are increasing the while we are increasing the field current, actually the speed is decreases. If we increase the EP is equal to Zn 5p by 60. I think you have know that E is equal to Zn 5p by 60A, and N is inversely proportional to phi. Phi is the flux related with the field current. If we increase the phi, that is our field current, the speed is decreases. Phi and N are inversely proportional, and if you draw the plot, it will be obtained like this. Take a 60 minutes. Okay. So the plot will be like this. It is both are inversely proportional. The plot we obtain will be inversely proportional. Next, coming to the magnetization characteristics. See, in this experiment, we need to study the magnetization characteristics of the DC shunt motor, and also we have to draw the graph between the armature voltage and field current. See, it is a DC shunt generator. It is the DC shunt generator which is driven by a motor or a prime mover or induction motor or anything. We have to excite it, so we have to make it rotate for generating the EMF. So we are rotating the DC shunt generator with the help of some prime mover thing. The connections were like that. The armature terminal is connected this, and it is the field terminal. And similar connections like with the MCB positive thing, we need to connect to the A2 and F2 with the field winding of the 3-point starter. We are connecting to the rheostat this terminal, and from this terminal we are connecting it to the field terminal of the motor. And for measuring, we need to, as I said earlier, we need to draw the graph between the armature voltage and the field current. So we are connecting the voltmeter across the armature of the DC shunt generator and ammeter across the field winding. Then check the connections. Sorry, I need to supply also. Yes. See, while we are changing the rheostat position, we are changing the speed of this prime mover, and by changing the speed and speed of the speed of the generator, and the EMF and current induced, armature EMF and the field current induced in both in the generator will changes. We need to do the same thing by varying the rheostat. We need to plot the values. And then we need to print a graph. See, while we are increasing the excitation, we are just while we are increasing the excitation, the armature voltage and the field current both are increases. These are directly proportional, and the relation is like this. And coming to the last one, load characteristics of the DC shunt generator. Actually, in these three experiments, we are doing the changes from the source end, while in this experiment, we are doing the changes from the load side. This experiment is to study the load characteristics of the DC shunt generator. We have to, okay, let me first do the experiment. See, in the last three experiments, we are doing the experiments and changing the rheostat position, but there is no rheostat because we are changing from the load end. We are receiving the different types of load, and we are measuring the current and voltage of the DC generator under various load conditions. It is a bulb load we are using. We need to select the number of bulbs. After connecting the connections, it will show. And the connections were similar. It is a DC motor, DC shunt motor, so we are connecting directly to it. F is connected to the field terminal and A is connected to the armature. And we are giving input current, so the MCU positive is connected to this point of the, okay, sorry. See, this field current is connected to the Z1 and armature is connected to the A1, and in the generator terminal, it is also a DC shunt generator, so A and Z are can be shunted such that they seem to be they are in parallel connection. Like this also A1 and Z1. We need to connect load across the DC shunt generator. So I'm connecting this load across to the voltmeter. So actually we need to connect the voltmeter across the load. That's okay. See, here the prime mover is a DC shunt motor and the generator is also DC shunt generator, which means that armature winding and the field winding are connected parallelly. So we are shorting the A1 Z1 and A2 Z2 of the both terminals, and also the output also, because it can be easier for me. Okay, let us first keep in mind that the armature winding and field winding both are connected parallelly. The circuit diagram will be like that: armature field connected in parallelly, and the ammeter is connected across to be in a straight line. See, let us assume a straight. Let us try to assume that this one, the armature winding, the field winding, both are connected in the parallelly, like A2 Z2 and A1 Z1 both are shorted, and the ammeter is connected, and the load is connected from the ammeter negative terminal to the load is connected. Across the load, the voltmeter is connected. Let us try to imagine, because after connecting the connections, here we need to perform the experiment only on the load end. That means we are not doing any changes from the source side. We we are varying only the load, and the load can be varied by switching on switching off the number of bulbs. If we here this option indicates we need to change the number of bulbs. If we switch on the one bulb, we will observe you see here the input current is 3 amperes and the input voltage 225 and the output current is 1.2 amps and the output voltage 220 amps for one bulb is on. If I increase to 2 bulbs, the output voltage is 212 and 2.8 and all are changes like that. We need to take the readings for the different values of the bulb. See, when we are increasing the number of bulbs switched on, the current is increases and the voltage decreases, because as we are increasing the load, the voltage drop will takes place. And if we plot a graph, it will be like this. The voltage and current are like it will be like this. Actually, if you draw a straight line parallel to this current line, the 220 volts, if you draw a straight line, and this will indicate the armature voltage drop and armature voltage drop, and also the load resistance drop, both will indicate from the 220 volts. And this is a procedure of the experiment. If you have any doubts, you can. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I think the 4 experiments are completed.
Okay. If you people have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, fine, sir. If you have any work, you can leave.
Okay, sir. Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Whether sir has started electrical machines in your theory subject? Am I audible?
Sir, which machine were talking?
Whether sir has started teaching you machines in 5th unit or 4th unit, it is there. Whether sir has completed transformer?
No, sir. No, sir. It was
Has
going
he-
on in the class.
Okay, fine. Okay, wait for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay, I will be teaching you some basics. Just a minute.